everyone, SOB from SOB Sims, and today I want to cover some of the basics to ensure you get the most fun possible out of my upcoming Sentry Pacific 2025 campaign. Now this video is going to be more focused towards new players, so if you're a seasoned Viper pilot, you might want to skip it. I also want to be upfront with a quick disclaimer. In this campaign, I'm aiming for realism, but not at the expense of fun and storytelling. I know there are plenty of radio calls and procedures in this campaign that aren't perfect representations of the 3-1 standard, and I'm okay with that. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm not a Viper pilot, just a guy trying to create a campaign that immerses you in the story while sharing a few of my experiences along the way, and I want you to have fun doing it. Today I'm going to review tips for setting up the jet in parking, the ATC terminology you'll hear during the campaign, I'll cover some of the basic flight rules and procedures you'll see in missions, and finally, I'll discuss some flight lead and wingman considerations. If that sounds good, strap in, check your O2, and let's go. When you crank the jet, use a stored heading alignment to cut down on startup time. There's no mission impact if you do, and your player character will actually call this out when it's suitable. Use the INS alignment time to tune into the ATIS or Air Terminal Information Service to get the local altimeter setting, listen for any important notes, closed taxiways, airfield hazards, or other gotchas. Once you're aligned, don't forget to set up the air-to-air TACAN and consult your kneeboard for the timeline and other custom pages designed to help you with each mission. Just like in all the other study level campaigns, you'll communicate with ATC, your wingman, and other agencies on every mission. It's built in. Your job will be tuning the correct frequency, and mission prompts will help you along the way. The ICP COM1 radio will be referred to as UHF and the COM2 VHF. When creating this campaign, I use push and go interchangeably, even though they technically have distinct meanings. But for the purposes of this campaign, treat them the same. Whether you hear 2 push red on UHF or 2 go red on UHF, it means the same thing. Just check your kneeboard, find which preset number corresponds to red, and tune accordingly. Most missions use VFR, or Visual Flight Rules, meaning you and your wingman must see and avoid other air traffic, stay clear of controlled airspace unless cleared by the controlling agency, and keep clear of clouds in Visual Meteorological Conditions, VMC. Occasionally, you'll use IFR or Instrument Flight Rules, which require constant ATC communications and following an approved flight route. Now let's review some specific campaign ATC communications. For VFR departures, Tower might say, Venom, make a left downwind departure. In that case, when at the departure end of the runway, you turn left 180 degrees and exit the traffic pattern on the downwind leg. When landing, you can expect the controller to clear for the overhead, as this is the standard military approach in VMC. ATC will say proceed to a 5-mile initial, which is 5 miles prior and aligned with the active runway at pattern altitude, usually 1500 feet AGL. If you hear report the numbers, all you need to do is overfly the approach end of the runway, where the numbers are painted, at pattern altitude. Sometimes once you're over the numbers, Tower might say start your brake midfield or start your brake departure end. They do this to allow other aircraft to take off or to better sequence your landing. If they don't specify where to brake, you can start your brake over the numbers. They'll also tell you to make left traffic or right traffic, which just tells you the direction you need to turn. In some missions, you may be required to do a straighting approach, and the controller will say, report a 10-mile final. If doing a touch and go or low approach, you'll request closed with the tower, which allows you to immediately turn into the downwind leg of the pattern when climbing away from the runway. The same left-right rules apply here. You aren't going to fail a mission if you don't follow these procedures. I'm just highlighting them for familiarization so you can enjoy the campaign's ATC implementation. When flying, your priorities are to aviate, navigate, and communicate in that order. In other words, fly the jet first, turn in the right direction second, and talk to people last. As flight lead, be smooth, considerate, and predictable. Slow to around 300 knots whenever your wingman needs to catch up or re-establish formation. Use the mission's air-to-air TACAN and data link to track your wingman's position and adjust your throttle as required. As a wingman, your job's simply to stay in position. Usually either left or right wedge is acceptable, but sometimes flight lead will give you more freedom by clearing you a fighting wing. Remember, AI leads won't be smooth or predictable, so stay alert. If you've got questions, comments, concerns, or spears to throw, leave them in the comments below or jump into the Discord. Just don't ask me when this campaign is being released, because that is completely up to ED at this point. Let's just go with soon-ish. Alright, Thanks for flying with me today, and I'll see you in the Viper cockpit soon. SOB out.